Hi, this is Kathy. This video is going to go over what a typical sales order workflow will look like in Versa. We're going to go through the entire selling process. We're going to create a sales order, ship a sales order, create an invoice, as well as record payment. I'm also going to show you how you can give your customer access to a portal and how that the customer can go to the portal and place a sales order themselves. First, click on Orders, New Sales Order. Type in the name of the customer. Specify that the inventory would be shipped from the main warehouse. If you have multiple inventory locations, you can indicate which facility would be used to ship this order. If the customer has a PO number, you enter the PO number here. We can store the sales order against a sales channel. This is used for reporting purposes. You can see the sales generated from different channels. It also associates the order with a sales agent. This way you can see the performance of a sales agent and then potentially calculate commissions based off of that. So create a sales order. Now we're going to put some products on the sales order. So the customer is going to offer this golf driver here. The sales invoice is populated automatically based on what we entered earlier. The system shows that we have 1 unit on hand for this driver. We can sell the customer 1 unit. There's some additional fields here you can use: delivery date and ship date to specify the ship dates. Note A and Note B can create notes for additional notes. If the customer needs to pay taxes, typically you'll set up the customer's profile to charge the appropriate taxes. We can also set up tax based on the ship to locations of the customer. So if the customer has multiple ship to locations, the sales tax can be applied to each location within it. For now, I'm going to manually choose the tax. We're going to add one more product to the sales order. So we don't have a price stored in the system for this product. I'm going to manually type in the price. At the bottom here, it shows that we have 98 units available from our main facility. It also shows you inventory available for this product. So what this shows you is that your current inventory plus any outstanding sales orders or outstanding purchase orders. So this gives you a view into the future of what your inventory would look like based on the outstanding sales orders and purchase orders. As a salesperson, then I can use this to determine if I'm currently short on stock, when the stock will be replenished, and then I can give the customers approximate date on when their sales order can be fulfilled based on the PO that we have in the system. Let's save this. This is also subject to the sales tax. Once a sales order is created, you can take a payment on the sales order. If the customer needs to make a deposit on the sales order, you can record payment against the sales order. This way, once the final invoice is created based on shipments, you can apply the deposit that's on the sales order to the invoice. The customer just needs to pay the amount that remains on the invoice. Sales order can be printed. The printed version is fully customizable. It can also be emailed. We can email the sales order as a PDF as well. There are different ways to ship a sales order. We support different processes. The simplest way to be just ship the order directly from this screen. We also support shipping from a pick list, and that will be demonstrated in a later video. So let's click on the shipping button. This takes us to the shipping screen. If we're shipping everything in full, then we can just click on this button here, ship all available items. We have the ability to integrate with different shipping carriers. In the system, we have set up an integration with FedEx, but we can integrate with other carriers like UPS and USPS. So the integration gives you the ability to contact the shipping carrier, schedule a shipment, obtain a tracking number, and also obtain a shipping label and store that in the system. So we're using FedEx here. Then we have to enter the dimensions of the product in order to get a shipping quote. So this will give us all the shipping options available. This also gives the options of adding the shipment charge back to the customer. So I'm going to choose that. Let's say that we're going to choose the shipping option and then apply the amount that we are paying to the order of the customer. We're going to choose FedEx Ground. The system will give you a tracking number and also the label that you can print. So when we are done with this, we can then post the shipments. You have the options of creating an invoice based on the shipment. In some businesses, they don't really want to create an invoice at this point. Then you have the option of just posting the shipment and then have somebody based on the shipment create the invoice later. But now I'm just going to post the shipment with the invoice created. I can click on this button to print a packing list. The packing list is fully customizable, and when you exit out of here, you can click on the invoice number to get the invoice. This shows the 2 products that we shipped, plus a shipping charge that was applied to the order. So if the customer is going to pay later, we can just post the invoice. Send the invoice out for collections and then record the payment later. For now, we're just going to say the customer is going to pay right away. So I'm going to record a payment here. So let's say the customer pays by check. Then we're going to say it's paid by check. So now post the invoice and also post the payment. So we posted the invoice and also the payment. Now we were done with this particular transaction. In our system, there's another way you can create a sales order. So we will do this by giving our customer access to the portal. The portal allows a customer to log in and then check out your catalog and then place an order themselves. We have to start this process by giving our customers access to the portal. So they will go to a customer list, look for this particular customer. This is the customer page. On the left-hand side, it shows the address and the contact information of the customers. On the right-hand side, it shows all the transactions you've had with this customer. Things like quotes, orders, part of the purchases, invoice. So we can give this customer access to our portal by creating a username for them. You can give multiple people in the company access to the portal. So we'll type in their username and then their email address. Then you click on this button to email the login detail to the user. What this would do will email the customer. There's a message you can specify. It will include the link to log into the portal and then their username and password. So we'll go ahead and we'll wait a sec for the email. I'm going to show the email briefly so you can see what it looks like. So the email contains a link to log in and then the username and password. So I'm going to click on that. Now as a customer, I'm going to try to log into this portal. There's a login page. You can customize the login page with your logos and your own banners. So as a customer, I'm going to log into this portal. I can see all my recent transactions with the company, invoices, and orders, and also go through the catalog view to see the products that this company has to offer. The products are grouped by categories on the left. This will be the categories you define yourself. You can choose to hide certain categories in the portal if you don't want the customer to be able to see them. So going to check the food category, there are some products in here, and if the product has a picture, that the system will show the picture here. We show you the price, the selling price of the product here. This price is customizable to each customer. If you have different prices for different customers, when the customer logs into the portal, they will see their prices and not other people's prices. But this way, you can vary your prices based on customers, and the customer can come in and always see their prices and not the generic ones. Also, as an option, you can choose to show the quantity you have available to the customer. You can also show what is called quantity available later. This will include any quantities on outstanding purchase orders. Maybe you're currently low on inventory, but you have a large purchase order that's coming in the next week. You can make that information available to your customers. They can then make an informed decision whether they want to place this order. So we're going to type in quantity. We're going to buy 2 bottles of this olive oil. I'm going to buy some of these pickles. Let's say potato chips instead. You can click on a product to get to the product detail page. If you have multiple images available, then the images will be shown here. I'm going to go to the cart. Looks like I added to the cart twice. Going to remove one of those items. This happens. So as a customer, I can confirm the order here. So this is the order confirmation page. You have the options of adding additional shipping addresses if this is going to be shipped to an address that's not on file. Then as the company, I can configure my portal to allow my customers to either confirm order without payment, and then you will charge them later based on the terms, or you can force a payment depending on the customer. So in this case, this portal has been configured to allow both. So as a customer, I'm just going to confirm the order. So if the order is confirmed, then I will get an email copy of this order. And you as a company also get an email about this new order. As a customer, I can download this order if I want to save this in my system. Now going back to VersaCloud, if I go to Orders, List, we're going to see that the first order here, this order was just placed. Then the sales order, even though it's created by the customer themselves, it looks just like any other order in the system. You can follow your current process to fulfill the sales order. So that's how you can give your customer access to the portal and then make them self-serve. And that concludes our sales demonstration.
So to recap, we created a sales order. We then shipped the sales order. We created an invoice, as well as recorded payment for the sale. We also showed you how to give your customer access to the customer portal.